we want to have the invocation by Reverend Kirby Kennedy, pastor of First Baptist Church of Palatka, followed by Reverend Kennedy. We'd ask you to remain standing. We would ask our friend Shannon Hay, who's visiting us from Crestview, to lead us in the pledge to the flag.
Let's pray a prayer together. Father, thank you so much for the opportunity that you've given us to come tonight to discuss community events and activities. And Father, we are well aware that you are not devoid in the political process, or Father, in our minds and our hearts. And I pray that you would be with our mayor and city commission, all of our elected officials, and Father, just continue to protect and encourage them, give them wisdom from your word, help them to make wise decisions, and Father, listen to the input from the community. We pray also, as we have just celebrated Easter, Father, the beautiful place we live in. The sunrise service on the river was magnificent, and Father, it just shows how incredible this place is. And I pray that we would appreciate that and do everything we can to work together in harmony to make it even a better place to live, where our kids and grandkids can grow and flourish and achieve. We pray these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Next, you might face the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll take a point of privilege just to welcome Mr. Hay. Mr. Hay is he's the chairman for the City Commission in Crestview, Florida. We had an opportunity to meet him during the Florida League of Cities newly elected officials training. He's got ties to the community, and we'd like to welcome him to Palatka. Roll call, please.
Mayor Hill.
Here.
Commissioner Brown. Here. Commissioner Borum.
Present.
Commissioner Campbell.
Present.
Commissioner Norwood.
Present.
All members are present and accounted for.
Thank you. We'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes from March 16, 2015 to March 26, 2015. There's a motion to approve by Commissioner Campbell. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made and seconded by Commissioner Borum. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. We're now moving to our public recognition section for today. I'd like to ask Sam Willis, Don Kittner, and Ed Chandler to come forward, please.
I knew they were going to stick with this.
Do we have any other, do we have any other public works employees in the audience?
No one retiring back there. Come on, Ed. You want me to represent Mr. Kidd? Yes, that's your case.
Yes, sir.
He told me.
We've got a proclamation that reads, whereas each year in Florida, lives are endangered, money and time are wasted, and property is destroyed because people fail to locate underground facilities before beginning excavation or demolition. And whereas Call Sunshine, a one-call center that notifies participating utility agencies of plans to engage in excavation or demolition, is a service free to professional contractors as well as homeowners digging in their yard. And whereas the one-call center provides a toll-free number to reduce damages to underground utility facilities, thereby preventing injury to persons and damage to property, as well as reducing the loss of utility service to the public and the loss of time and money to both contractors and utilities. And whereas in addition to saving time and money, the one-call system helps excavators comply with the safety rules and regulations of the construction industry. And whereas anyone planning any type of excavation or demolition should notify Call Sunshine, and if a line must be located, personnel will be sent to mark the location of the line at no cost to the inquiring party. Now therefore, I, Terrell Hill, Mayor of the City of Palatka, together with the members of the Palatka City Commission, do hereby proclaim the month of April 2015 as Call Before You Dig Month in the city of Palatka, and urge all citizens and contractors to use Call Sunshine's One Call Center to locate underground facilities before beginning excavation or demolition, in addition to all other appropriate safety precautions. And witness whereof I have unto here set my hand and cause the seal of the city of Palatka to be affixed on this 9th day of April, year of our Lord 2015. Commissioner Mary Lawson Brown, Rufus Borum, Justin Campbell, James Norwood Jr., Palatka City Commission, Terrell Hill Mayor. And again, we thank you.
No, Ed wants you. Oh, come on, Ed. On behalf of Sunshine State One Call and all the members of the Utility Coordinating Committee of Putnam County, we appreciate the recognition of Call Before You Dig Month, because it's a whole lot easier for Ed and all the rest of us that are in the business to come out and fix it, or to mark it ahead of time rather than fix it later, because it's usually messy, it's usually at night, or on the weekends, or on a holiday. So call before you dig, it's not just a good idea, it's the law. So call 811 so you don't have to call 911.
It's Casey and Ed. Got a proclamation for you, and the proclamation reads, whereas Palatka and Putnam County have a high incidence of crime, which is intimately related to the rate of drug and alcohol addiction amongst its citizens, which is related to poverty levels. Death caused by accidental drug overdoses or of prescription drugs, which are easily obtainable, are increasing every year. The problem has grown to an epidemic proportion among children and adults in Palatka and Putnam County. Whereas nearly every family has been adversely affected by the drug and or alcohol abuse addiction of a family member, whether a parent, child, grandparent, aunt, uncle, or cousin. And whereas substance use and mental disorders are serious public health problems, 23.1 million people aged 12 or older, or 9.1% of all Americans, need treatment for illicit substance or alcohol abuse or dependence. And that number increases every year. 9% of Americans needing treatment for substance abuse are receiving it, leaving 20.5 million people still in need. We must continue to reach the millions more who need help, treatment and recovery, and improve the community's welfare and provide a renewed outlook on life for those who struggle with substance use disorders and their family and friends. And whereas it is not the sole responsibility of law enforcement to combat Putnam County's drug and alcohol addiction problem and resulting violent crimes, resources exist online in our community to increase people's awareness of society's issues, and education is essential to overcoming misconceptions about treatment and how substance abuse affects children, families, and our society. And whereas Southside Baptist Church will host the U-Turn Anti-Drug and Alcohol Dependence Community Outreach on Saturday, April 18, 2015. The purpose of this event is to call together our community, citizens, children, church leaders and congregations, local government leaders, local county and city law enforcement, mental health and drug coalitions who have been affected either personally or professionally by this facet of drug and alcohol addiction issues, mentally, spiritually, or physically. Now I, therefore, Terrell Hill, Mayor of the City of Palatka, together with the members of the Palatka City Commission, do hereby proclaim the week of April 12th through 18th, 2015 as U-Turn Anti-Drug and Alcohol Dependence Community Outreach Week in the city of Palatka, and we encourage all citizens to get involved and support this community-wide initiative and to educate themselves and one another about the issues surrounding addiction, treatment, and recovery, and how it helps to improve the lives of family, friends, and the community as a whole. In witness whereof I hereunto set forth to be affixed the city of the seal of Palatka, Palatka, Florida, on the 9th day of April in the year of our Lord 2015. Terrell Hill Mayor, Commissioners Mary Lawson Brown, Rufus Borum, Justin Campbell, and James Norwood Jr.
Thank you, Mayor. Good Good evening. I want to thank you all for adopting this proclamation. And I'd like to give you a brief update about U-turns since this time last year. As you know, our former location here at the riverfront where we've been for 2013 and 2014 is currently under construction. So we have moved the event to the John Theobald Sport Complex at 120 Carter Road. With this being a county facility, we thought we would be dealing with the county, only to discover just last week that the county property is located in the city and that we would need, and that we would require a special event permit and a tent permit from the city of Palatka. So I want to thank the mayor and Ms. Drigger, the special events committee, and everyone else involved for coming together and working this out on such a short notice. We have the permits, the only thing left is a noise variance that'll be before you tonight. U-Turn 2015 Community Outreach, now in its 5th year, is the Anti-Drug and Alcohol Addiction Community Outreach, and will be held Saturday, April 18th from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. U-Turn will be sponsored by 2 corporate sponsors, 13 churches, 43 businesses, and 54 individuals. It takes a lot to put on this event, and we're trying to establish to the point of being able to help someone who wants to make a U-turn but needs help with financial resources to be able to do so. U-Turn Community Outreach addresses drug and alcohol prevention, awareness, offers referrals and help, and most of all, hope for those in need. There will be kids' activities, education and information, dramas and testimonies, and 2 different teen challenge groups from our local Celebrate Recovery group headed by Jeremy and Melissa Ray. Special guest speakers, live music with the band Cadence, free food, drinks, snow cones, popcorn, lots of door prizes, and fun for the whole family. The entire event is all free to all who attend. I want to share a testimony from a Teen Challenge student that was written right after U-Turn last year. It reads, this was my 2nd year being a part of U-Turn Outreach in Putnam County. In 2012, I attended one of their events, which was held at my home church, Southside Baptist. When I went, I had no idea what to expect, nor did I realize that God would use this event to plant a seed in my heart. As the ladies from the Daily Teen Challenge got up on the platform and began to minister and pour their hearts out, I knew in that moment that I wanted what they had, Jesus. Almost a year later, in January of 2013, I found myself on the phone with Teen Challenge of South Florida. I had finally hit rock bottom and I was more than ready for change. Exactly a week after my first phone call to the program, I was on my way by train to Davie, Florida. Now here I am 15 months later with an amazing work God has started in my life. Being a part of this event has been such a tremendous blessing. God reached down, pulled me out of my mess, and put me in a position to share the hope and love that Jesus Christ has to offer. God used U-Turn to change my life, and now I'm able to be a part of this great ministry and offer the hope to others in Putnam County that was freely offered to me. Signed, Lauren. And Lauren is a local girl who was raised and grew up in Putnam County. She successfully completed the Teen Challenge program and is now attending the Teen Challenge Emerging Leaders College in Jessup, Georgia. U-Turn is making a difference in the lives of others. There are many others from Putnam and surrounding areas who have turned their lives around and are now living a clean and sober, happy and healthy life, including my own daughter Shanna, who will co-MC this year's U-Turn event. Lastly, I regret to report that there have been some who have fallen victim to the destruction of drug addiction with their life since the last U-Turn. And that is why we continue reaching out to the community and letting them know that we care about them and that there's a hope and a future for them that's free from the bondage of addiction. That is why we appreciate you adopting this proclamation and support us in our effort. Everyone benefits when someone who is headed down a path of destruction makes a U-turn in their life. On behalf of U-Turn, we want to thank you for your support.
Again, we want to thank Mr. Casey for all that he's doing in this community, and we do all understand just how just how difficult it is to deal with drug addiction. And I think in some ways it's touched everyone in this community, knowingly or unknowingly. There's an opportunity for us all to become informed and to become a part of the solution. So we thank you again. We're going to move on to our next proclamation, and we're going to ask for John Ewell to come up at this time. And so ask John to come up. This proclamation reads, whereas aviation plays a critical role in the lives of our citizens, as well as in the operation of our businesses and agriculture, and whereas the state of Florida has significant interest in the continued viability of aviation, aircraft, aerospace, manufacturing, commercial services, and community airports, and aviation education. There are 19 commercial service and 110 general aviation community airports. And whereas more than 8.5% of Florida's gross state product results from business dependent upon aviation, Florida commercial airports accommodate more than 143.5 million passengers annually, ranking Florida second in the nation. International airports in Florida accommodate more than 28 million international passengers annually, which is 19.5% of the total international passengers in the nation. And whereas Florida general aviation community airports accommodate more than 9 million visitors and business travelers annually, air cargo operations account for more than 6.6 billion in annual economic activity in Florida, which represents 8% of the nation's air cargo in total. Aviation represents more than $97 billion in annual economic activity. And whereas numerous leading aviation companies have headquarters on major presence in Florida, organizations like Florida Airports Council, Florida Aviation Business Association, Florida Aviation Aerospace Alliance, the Alliance for Aviation Across America, National Business Aviation Association, National Association of State Aviation Officials, Aircraft Owners and Pilots Associations, and National Surface Transportation Association recognize and promote the interest and the importance of aviation in Florida and throughout the world. Now therefore, I, Terrell Hill, Mayor of the City of Palatka, together with the members of the Palatka City Commission, hereby endorse and declare April of 2015 as Aviation Appreciation Month in the City of Palatka. And we call on citizens to observe this month with the appropriate programs, ceremonies, and activities that honor the history, accomplishment, and contribution of aviation, as well as the contributions of the members of the Palatka Airport Advisory Board, make all year to the viability of the Palatka Municipal Airport. And witness whereof I hereunto set my hand and cause to be affixed the seal of the City of Palatka on this 9th day of April, in the year of our Lord 2015. Commissioners Mary Lawson Brown, Rufus Borum, Justin Campbell, James Norwood Jr., Terrell Hill, Mayor.
Thank you very much, Mayor and Commission, Mr. Holmes, and all of you that have so wonderfully let us serve. We thank you. It's not just me, of course, Melissa and Dana and Wayne McLean, and then there's others that aren't with us tonight. Hugh Rawl, who I think you all know, a local pilot, Ken Johnson from Rodehaver's Boys Ranch, and Jeff Hathorn from Navy pilot, and I guess that's it. Oh, well, we also have Gene Lamp, who's our, and John Browning too. Gene Lamp is our FDOT manager, who's really been a very integral part of our growth at the airport. And then, of course, Andrew Halesko with Passero and Associates, who has done such a wonderful job for us. So we appreciate the opportunity to serve you as a group, and we're very dedicated to Palatka and to our airport, to being knowledgeable about what we think needs to happen in the common sense approach. And we appreciate that opportunity to serve you that way. Thank you.
While you guys are standing there, we're going to ask that the members of the Airport Advisory Board who are present please come up at this time. We've got a letter in recognition at this time that reads, Dear Airport Advisory Board members, with pride we gratefully acknowledge the members of the Palatka Municipal Airport Advisory Board for their selfless service to this community in overseeing the direction, development, and operation of the Palatka Municipal Airport. In particular, we appreciate their recent efforts staging our 5th annual Community Open House Fly-In. The results of their planning and labor produced a very entertaining, informative, and safe event that nicely showcased the airport and demonstrated Palatka's hospitable spirit to hundreds of visiting aviators from all over Northeast Florida and beyond. In addition, they provided an interesting day of discovering aviation for our local citizens and visitors alike. Chairman Judd Neufeld, and board members John Browning, Wayne McLean, Ken Johnson, Melissa Miller, Dana Jones, Hugh Rawls, Jeff Hawthorne, and all contributed valuable time and energy to bring in many top-notch aircraft and show cars for our local community to experience. Through their collective efforts, the quality of the show improved this year, and the event grew in size and magnitude yet again. For the record, the board helped to bring in over 150 visiting aircraft and 60 to 70 classic automobiles that nicely complemented the World War II warbirds and antique display aircraft. In total, 3,500 people attended the event, and over 1,000 meals were served by a well-orchestrated operation that was organized by Chairman Judd Neufeld and Mr. John Browning. The food serving line was manned by additional board members who added their cordiality to the operation and made everyone feel welcome. We are confident that the advisory board and the airport staff help spark something in a child, an adolescent, or a young adult that will encourage them to take an interest in aviation science and engineering. This is certainly something that the entire community can be proud of. We will remain forever grateful to the Airport Advisory Board for supporting our goal to educate, entertain, and encourage our local community to look up. Sincerely, Terrell Hill, Mayor, on behalf of Commissioners Mary Lawson Brown, Commissioner Justin Campbell, Commissioner Rufus Borum, and Commissioner James Norwood Jr. Present you with this letter. We thank you for your service.
Ma'am, while you presenting them, can I say a few words?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm the liaison for the commission and the airport, and it's done more than just have the air shows. If you will go out there and look, they have built a new terminal that they are responsible for helping us get. People coming here, I've been out there and people come from Germany and Switzerland and all kinds of places to gas up because we found a way to try to make our gas and get a gas truck to make it convenient for people. And these ladies and gentlemen go beyond the call of duty for us. I have learned so much. I don't really like to fly, y'all, but I think that our town is destined to do global stuff. And the way of the world now is global business. And these folks have taken their time, no pay, no nothing, just a meal every once in a while, to help this town move forward. And I think it's fitting for us to all know how much they do and to thank them for all their time and service that they give us. And we love them and we appreciate you all.
I'd like to say a couple of words here. I'd be remiss if I didn't thank you and all the outstanding work that I've seen you do year in and year out. The teamwork that you've been able to inspire between the FAA, the FDOT, and our engineering consulting firm. It's been a pleasure to watch a team of professional men and women conduct business as a board. Just a fine example of what professionalism can do, and Mr. Neufeld, you conducted everything you do as chairman with grace and respect, and it's just been an honor to watch you work throughout the years. You do two things. One, yes, the airport is a local asset, but it's also a state asset and a national asset for the U.S. airspace system. The letter does mention about the fly-in, and I have a little video entertainment for the audience that we put together, about a 3-minute video. Steve Kite, their professional photographer in Townsend, did that for us. And with your permission, sir, I'd like to show what it's all about and invite everybody to please come out again next year. thank you so much for your professionalism.
And there's one more thing, John is our airport manager, and I think we should say something about him. We didn't really have an airport until he got there. He has moved us by leaps and bounds by exploring things and bringing people together that we never knew. And he's a hometown fella, and we need to know that we do come back home and we do go through this school system and we do make it.
Well, thank you very much for the
That's
compliment
true.
that I promise. I'm just trying to stand on the shoulders of these people. Thank you. A lot of hard work now.
Now ask Sam Deputy, Angela Murtaugh, Kathy Griffin, and Alice Cooper to come forward.
Alan Sharp and Dean Ferris.
And anyone else from DPI, Alex Sharp, Dean Ferris.
I said hello.
Alex Sharp.
I'm good, Mayor.
Well, I need you up here.
Want you on TV?
I suppose so. You better enjoy this.
You have Dennis Kemp.
She is not.
She's not here. we've got special recognition for this group of distinguished citizens for their work during our Azalea Festival. And we have a Distinguished Community Service Award for each one of the individuals that's standing before you today, even Mr. Sharp. And our award reads as printed, Distinguished Community Service Award. The certificate of appreciation is awarded by the City of Palatka City Commission to Sam Deputy, President of Downtown Palatka, Inc., in grateful recognition for organizing and coordinating the 2015 Florida Azalea Festival, awarded this 9th day of April, AD 2015. And we'd like to thank you for your work, sir. Same award goes to Angela Murtaugh, Vice President, Downtown Palatka, Inc. Kathy Griffin, co-chair of the Florida Azalea Festival Committee. Distinguished Community Service Award goes to Alice Cooper, the volunteer for the Florida Azalea Festival Committee. Also to Dean Ferris, volunteer, Florida Azalea Festival Committee. Award for Dennis Kemp, and also for Alex Sharp.
Make sure you get a shot of this.
Volunteer, Florida Azalea Festival Committee.
Thank you, Your Honor.
There's only one Alex Sharp without an E on the end of his name.
That's correct.
But again, we want to thank you guys for a job well done. It was an excellent festival, and keep up the good work. And again, thank you. Does anyone have any comments? Mr. Chairman, or Mr. Sharp, or Mr. Deputy?
Alex?
Go ahead. We just want to say thank you, and we appreciate the opportunity to serve.
We thank you for all your service, and again, another round of applause for DTI. We now have a retirement recognition for a person who's most affectionately known as Kool-Aid. Mr. Willie Nelson, will you please come forward, and any of your family members would like any other co-workers or anyone else? For this one, we're going to ask the entire commission to join us down here this time. This award is presented to Willie Kool-Aid Nelson, Streets and Sanitation Department, in grateful recognition of 21 years of outstanding service to the citizens of Palatka. March 24th, 1994 to April 1st, 2015. City of Palatka Commission, April 9th, 2015. We thank you for all that you've done, and we're going to definitely miss you, and we're going to try to talk you out of retirement.
Been a good run.
Willie, after 2 weeks, I know your wife will be calling for us to come and get you. All the honeydew stuff will be done.
I'm gonna be in the water.
Well, we're gonna miss you. Yeah. Especially all the work that you've done and seeing you on that backhoe. And not only that, just to see you on weekends and know how much you cared about the city and how much effort you put into making sure that you crossed all your T's and dotted all your I's to make sure this city was at its best whenever you were on the job. And We're gonna miss that.
I miss y'all, but I'm gonna enjoy it. I miss you, man.
Hey, you look like you already started.
All right, Mr. Kool-Aid. Yes, sir. We appreciate your 21 years of service, sir. People don't work that long anymore. Kool-Aid, 35 years. I'm gonna miss you also. Thank you for teaching
I'd like for, at this time, I want to invite up to the podium from the Darcy J. Foundation. We have Darcy and Carissa Johnson. And as they come forward, for those who may not know, Darcy's probably the tallest person in this room at this time. But he's also one of the great success stories of the city of Palatka. Darcy's a retired NFL player. His mother, Gwen Stiles, is in the back of the room. She's coming to fill in because she knew I was about to call her up. And so, Darcy and his brother are both retired NFL players. But Darcy played with the St. Louis Rams and also with the New York Giants. But greater than that, Darcy met Carissa and they have committed their lives to helping young people and helping people in general. And today they're going to talk to you about a ride to glory. And you'll get an opportunity to see some of the things that Darcy and Carissa have in store for this community and just how their passion lends them to come back home. So, Mr. Johnson.
Good evening. I want to say thank you guys for giving us the opportunity to speak today. This city means so much to me. Right now we reside in Chicago, Illinois, so we came all the way down to present this today. Tara gave my bio about what I do. Right now, the Darcy J. Foundation is going on 7 years. Me and my wife founded it in 2008 when I was a member of the New York Giants. We're all about healthy living for moms and their families. Got a very, very soft spot for that. My mom, Gwen Stiles, been a deputy sheriff for over 20 some odd years. And what she did, raising me and my brother, giving us the opportunity, being hard on us and loving us at the same time, afforded us the opportunity to do greater things and not leave Palatka, but just have an opportunity to bring something back to Palatka. We feel like with this a new vision and new mission, what we actually doing down in Orlando with Orlando World Outreach Easter celebration. I'm gonna bring my wife right now, Carissa Johnson, up to read off a little bit about what's going on, and I'll finish up after that.
Hello, everyone. On March 27, 2016, our church in Orlando World Outreach Center, is presenting their Easter celebration at the Citrus Bowl in Orlando, Florida. It will host to guests who are homeless, underprivileged children, veterans, the handicapped, unemployed, will all be bused or transported to the Citrus Bowl, which holds over 60,000 people. So yes, we are trying to fill the Citrus Bowl with more than just those people, but as well as the local community, outside communities, North Florida, South Florida, Central Florida, all are welcome. But these are the targeted demographics that we are trying to reach and to minister to. In addition to the service that will be held at 10 o'clock at the Citrus Bowl, we will also host a breakfast for all that are in attendance. So 60,000 people get 60,000 plates. They will get breakfast. We will have Easter Sunday service. And after the service, we have local community organizations, restaurants, local organizations, buildings, hotels, you name it. They have all jumped on board as well to offer medical services, job information, haircuts, you name it. The gamut is to serve the people of Orlando as well as Central Florida and North Florida and South Florida. So it will not only be breakfast, but it will be a spirit-filled service as well as information after the service from 12 to 5 p.m., just giving information and getting the help to those that are in need in Orlando at the service. Like I did mention, we do have a host of organizations and local businesses, including hotels like the Ritz-Carlton. The Hilton will be involved. We do have Bright House Stadium, not to mention Orlando's own Buddy Dyer, the mayor, who is jumped on board to help us and help Orlando World Outreach with this celebration. Pepsi, local schools, we have Lake Highland Preparatory High School is involved, University of Central Florida is involved. We have local players associations, NBA and NFL pro players, as well as current and veteran players, former players will be there as well. We have local media, news stations will be there. We also have comedian and actor Chris Tucker. Some of you might know him. He has jumped on board. So we do have a lot of people behind us. We do have a lot of organizations and schools and hospitals, hotels involved. And we would also like to get the city of Palatka involved. And Darcy will speak a little bit to that.
Yes, when I was up in Chicago about a month or two ago, I was reading, and I came across an article. I can't cite the source right now, but it said that Putnam County was the poorest county in the state of Florida. Number 9 in the country. And I just got chilled. And through the foundation, through the Darcy J Foundation, we're coming back here to offer a ride to glory from Palatka to the city of Orlando, and we want to donate from the Darcy J Foundation 10 buses. So we're coming right now, and you know, we offering the city of Palatka to be a part of this and make this event even bigger than what I'm envisioning. And I welcome each and every one of you in here to come and be a part of it. It's not our event. I mean, it's not the Darcy J Foundation event. It's Palatka's event. And I feel like if we start right here in Palatka, it can filter out into this county and do more, you know, for our youth and our mothers and as men, as a man coming up, just being an example to young kids. So I mean, it's an ask, but it's a challenge, and it's a humbly a plea for you guys, the city council, for the community to be a part of this event, because it's going to happen, and I'm believing in faith, and I just know God is just so perfect, and I know it's going to be a success, and I just I love this city. I don't live here. I want to come back here one day, but I love it. Mayor Hill, thank you for giving me the opportunity to come up, and everybody, just God bless you. And from the Darcy J Foundation, we love each and every one of you.
You and your family can stand right here for me. Darcy epitomizes what we want Palatka to be. This is a young man who grew up in public housing. He has a mother who raised college-educated children who are truly great men and women, and lovely wife, strong family, and they work for the community, whatever community they're in, but he never forgets home. And so we want to do something special for you, because we know Palatka's in your heart, but you don't have the key yet. But we're going to give you a key to the city, and we're going to just thank you for everything that you've done and how you've words that we can tell you to tell you just how proud we are of you. We see the things that you do at the Darcy J Foundation. We see the successes that you've had also with Brandon Marshall's foundation as well, Carissa. But we thank you for keeping Palatka in your heart, and we just thank you for lending to us. And so again, thank all of you, and we'd like to salute you at this time.
Thank you.
We will now move into our public comment section. We will hold all comments to 3 minutes at this time. We would ask Patrick Susi, will you please come forward? Can you state your name and address for us?
Patrick Susi, 105 Algonquin Street, Satsuma, Florida. I want to talk about shrimping on the gazebos. You guys shut it down at the end of last season. You put up 2 signs that said no shrimping allowed. I know about 40 people or more that love to shrimp on that dock. Personally, last year, I cleaned up that thing every morning I was there. I bring a dump bucket and a deck broom. I have a gentleman with me. Every morning he was there, he cleaned it up. I would recommend you open it back up with one stipulation. You do what Palatka did. They had the same problem on their floating dock. They implemented a special $25 permit extra than what you have to buy to be allowed to shrimp on that dock. And I know a lot of people that'd be willing to pay it. Myself, I'd rather shrimp up there because it gets hot. I'm not gonna leave my stuff down on a floating dock and walk my behind up there to that gazebo to catch me 10 minutes of shade. I'd rather shrimp up there, keep it clean, and then sit down in the shade when I need to and just get back up and my stuff is right there. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Yes, sir. We appreciate your comment. Webster Marlowe.
I'm Webster Marlowe. I live at 120 Kirkland Street. And I'm just concerned, it appears the city riverfront is not going to be for the citizens of Palatka anymore. We're going to take up how much of it for a restaurant? We're going to build a restaurant for someone else to operate so we could get customers in from Jacksonville and St. Augustine. I haven't heard a thing about what it would do for Putnam County and Palatka. It's only to help bring in people from out of the city. And I don't see where it's got an advantage. I have walked that riverfront twice today. I normally walk it 2 or 3 times a day. But you're going to take 150 feet so that I have to come off the city front, off the riverfront to go around a restaurant, that you're going to offer the opportunity to sell alcohol when you opposed a church because it was too close to coming to a place that sold alcohol. And you're going to let a new restaurant go in there and serve alcohol. You're a bunch of hypocrites if you do that, because you voted against it. Now, the man that's redoing the 100 block has plans for a restaurant. We have another restaurant that went out of business in the last 2 weeks. He's going to open another restaurant there, and we're going to have more restaurants, and nobody's there to eat, I guess. I don't know. We're going to have to drag them in from Jacksonville. And I don't think they're going to make it. I don't think people from St. Augustine are going to come over here to eat. But that's what was sold the last time I was here, and I heard the man come in. They brought in people talking about how valuable it would be because it would bring in customers from St. Augustine and Jacksonville. I didn't hear a word about what it would do for Palatka. Did you? I don't think anybody did. Mr. Mayor, I just want you to know, I don't like that idea. I want all of you to know. I've been a member, a resident of this city, how long? 27, 28 years. And I like it to be here. We have a beautiful city. Yes, we've got problems. Anybody doesn't have problems, I don't know who they are. But thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Vickers.
Good evening. Askew Vickers, 207 North 18th Street. I would first like to start off congratulating the newcomers for a tremendous job that you've done thus far. I'd like to see that you continue to do the same thing and keep the good work up. Next thing I want to Mr. Knapp and to the city manager, the invitation to look at your books to see that how they up to date and everything's fine. And I didn't come because I understood one thing. Numbers don't lie. People make numbers lie. I'm not accusing you all of doing that, but I understand that. Numbers don't lie. People make numbers lie. So that's why I didn't come to look at the books, because I don't know what I'm looking at, because they don't reflect what's going on. But I'm going to get to another part of this thing here. This is a hard one here. It's called Murder of Palatka. How we have allowed people to come in here and use this place as a stepping stone for their own personal gain. As Mr. State Espargo, which I've been telling you, the poorest county in the state of Florida. Didn't know it was number 9 in the whole world, in the whole nation of United States of America. That's when it's real bad. We have the highest rate of employment. We got the highest rate of tax. But we got the poorest county, the poorest city. Something is not right here, because if I have an income, I cannot overspend. If I don't pay my taxes because I chose to do something else, after a few years, I would not own that property anymore, which I didn't own in the first place. I mean, it's rented from y'all. Because if I don't pay my taxes, y'all can come in and kick me on down the road. Nothing happens to y'all when y'all overspend. And where that money goes to, there's no accountability. Where there's no accountability, there's no credibility. And I know that you all didn't make this mess, but somewhere it has to start being cleaned up. You didn't come in, you came into this not knowing what you were walking into. I spoke to a couple of commissioners. They said, I did not know this is what I would get myself into. But you're here now. Clean up some of this mess. The President of the United States walked into the same thing. He's done a terrific job trying to clean up the mess that somebody else made. I'd like to see us come out of the bottom, just a little bit, to see that something is being done, and be accountable to some of the things that's going on here, and have that credibility, and help us see there's some of the things that we can do to ensure the people that we are doing something right for our community. My time is up.
5 seconds.
I got 5 seconds. Thank you.
Before you leave, come back before you leave. I have a challenge for you. You have come to us on numerous occasions to bring us in the task, which is wonderful.
Yes.
We are getting ready to, these guys that are new haven't been here but since January. So whatever has been wrong.
That's a 90 days.
Okay, it can't be done in 90 days.
No.
But wait now, let me tell you.
Okay.
We have been looking at doing a business incubator, and we need to have a board of directors and have people on it that know how to start a business and keep it going. I first want to challenge you to look at being a member of that board so that you can put in and take out all the stuff we need to do first. Secondly, Mr. Spells came last week with a problem. His problem is being solved. We have found 3 places to start libraries on the north side. And I got Mr. Spells involved, and he's finding the volunteers to do it. The mayor has found books to help us get it going. So I want you to come up with a problem, and I will work with you, or any of us will work with you to solve that problem. So there's 2 things. 1, to be on this board, and 2nd, to talk one-on-one to any of us you want to help us to solve one problem for this city.
I engage being a part of the solution and not part of the problem. I don't come here to be in the problem.
I know.
I come here to try to express some of the things that most people don't, because you can hear, this is not enough people coming here to see the commission meeting, and this is a lot more than what's been here before. I've been in this meeting when I was the only person that came in, everybody else had to be here. You all.
But let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. And the second thing, what can I do
To
for
make
my
it better.
country?
To make it
What,
better.
yes.
Okay.
And so instead of us coming and just complaining, we need to
I
get it
don't
right.
complain, I just make you aware.
All right,
Thank you,
But
Mr. Vickers.
I will talk to you about
I'm
that.
available.
Thank
Yes,
you.
ma'am. All right.
We will now move to our consent agenda. On the consent agenda, we have item number A, adopt a resolution number 2015-11-22, authorizing the interim city manager to execute a FDOT State Highway Systems Lighting Maintenance and Compensation Program Agreement. B, adopt resolution 2015-11-23, declaring certain golf course restaurant equipment to be surplus and directing the city manager to dispose of said property in accordance with the city administrative procedures. C, adopt resolution 2015-11-24, authorizing execution of a professional services agreement with Mark G. Lawson to provide counsel and services for initial phase to develop a fire service fee assessment. D, grant waiver of Class B application deadline and grant permission to exceed allowable noise levels for special events permit number 15-26, U-Turn Community Outreach, April 18, 2015, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the John Theobald Sports Complex. Casey Kaysen, agent of Southside Baptist Church applicant. Is there any items on the consent agenda that need to be removed?
I move approval.
It's a motion to approve by Commissioner Norwood, a second by Commissioner Campbell. Is there any discussion? Call the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries 5-0. We'll now move on to item number 4, citizens' request, discussion of new police chief, Roxanne Weeks.
My name is Roxanne Weeks. Is this microphone on?
The other one.
This one?
Speak into that one.
Can you hear me?
Closer. Speak closer.
Oh, okay.
State your address, sir.
Oh, I just would like to say that I'm a 16-year resident of the city. I don't want to make my address public. I first want to clear up a mistake in public records on,
I don't think that can happen. I think she has to give an address, I believe. I think you have to give an address. But do you want to speak?
you think, or
Yes.
you're
No,
positive?
Positive, you have to give an address.
Okay, 205 Nellie Street.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Thank you.
Okay. On February 26th, I appeared here during public comments to make you aware of the interim chief of police having altered crime stats last year, which is a felony. Along with those documents, I provided you FDLE crime stats for preceding years that indicated no murders in Palatka since 2011, and which is obviously not true. The minutes from that meeting now incorrectly show I stated no murder since 2001 instead of 2011, so I'm correcting that now. It was just a typographical error. It should have said 2011 instead of 2001 in the minutes. On March 5th, I again appeared here to correct misleading statements and quotes printed in the Palatka Daily News regarding the department's loss of accreditation, and provided a copy of the report specifically citing deficient records, lack of training, and discrepancy in the use of force numbers. And one more incident I want to draw to your attention because it's just so egregious. I've spoken with you before you took office about this issue. It occurred when a sergeant's brother-in-law was hired as a first-time officer with the department. And later he's drunk in the cruiser with his kids and has a bad crash. And to make a long story short, instead of being arrested for DUI after having twice blown double the legal limit, he's taken home. Officers that night wanted to call the Florida Highway Patrol to investigate, which is proper, but PPD rank ignored their request and ordered them to proceed with it themselves. And it was sometime later when an investigation was opened that I was following, when I discovered the officer had a 2-year-old outstanding warrant for a drug arrest in Flagler County when PPD hired him. Not only did they ignore statutes requiring his arrest, they put him out on the street as if he were a law enforcement officer and allowed him to arrest citizens when he himself was wanted. It was 5.5 months before the state attorney's office got an administrative dismissal of his drug charge and a warrant recalled, and that's when PPD applied to FDLE for his law enforcement certification, stating he'd been training the entire time. He wasn't certified, had no powers of arrest, yet in that 5.5 months, he arrested 26 people, none of which were legal. I find it curious that our state attorney's office, under then Division Chief Joe Boatwright, didn't catch this, because during that 5.5 months it took to get that man's warrant recalled and the charges dropped, this office was also prosecuting the 26 unlawful arrests he made. And, you know, I'm sure the department's tired of hearing me, because I'm tired of having to come here and say these types of things over and over. It's years of history, documents, recordings, showing unlawful actions, civil rights violations, and it seems to be a departmental culture within PPD, and a pattern of behavior, not just isolated incidents. I came to this commission years ago with information from the Department of Justice on how to start a civilian review board and provide training, and that went nowhere. We need new and professionally trained leadership to be proactive instead of reactive and to end the status quo. That department needs to be cleaned